In regards to El Chapo's a 1957 guy. You're 1973 when you started, so he was 16. So you probably never done anything with El Chapo
nothing.
Not at all, because he came later on.
Yeah.
Got it. And so outside of that, with Pablo and Ochoa, you've been very complimentary about Pablo, but at the same time, you said when I found that amount of people he killed, I was disappointed by that. What's your relationship in how you saw him and how he treated you to what he did later on? How do you view Pablo? Is it like a complicated way you view him?
No, I just think that he just turned bad. That he just, probably the stress and whatever it was, and people start shooting and killing each other. People, it's like in war. Look what's happening now with Putin, and you wouldn't think that about him a couple of months ago, seeing him, but he turned and killing tens of thousands of people.
Do you think good men are capable of, I guess the question would be the following. Do you think more of good men are capable of doing evil things, or evil men are more capable of being good?
Wow. I don't know. I think all of us could do bad things if we had the right provocation. And I think all of us want to do good if we just live in and be around us and people are nice to us and you say hello and good morning. And I love everybody. But if somebody's killing my family, I turned into something different.
Yeah, I agree. One time I had a conversation with my dad, and I told my dad, I said, Dad, do you think you're capable of killing someone? He says, never. I said, Dad, stop. He says, never. I'm telling you, I could never do it. You meet my dad. My dad, he said, I'm not capable of doing something to anybody. I said, Dad, stop it. I said, take one of your grandkids. Somebody does something to him right in front of you. If you have a choice between killing them or you, what would you do? He says, well, maybe I'm capable of doing something.
Exactly.
I think life changes a little bit, right, when you get to that. But have you seen evil men become good?
No.
Have you met many evil men throughout your lifetime?
Yes, in prison. There's some that should be executed.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
Tell me more.
Well, we had a fellow in there named Stickum Steve. And Stickum Steve was a guy about my size, but I think he'd killed he came in to do three years, and he killed 13 people while he was in there.
He killed 13 people in there?
In prison, over the years. He'd go in a year or two in solitary, and he'd get out and he'd kill somebody else. Maybe he wouldn't get convicted of it, he'd kill somebody else. And then he'd kill somebody else. So,
prisoners?
Yeah. And
for what reason?
Whatever, just it didn't bother him. So he'd come in. We had a little TV room there at Lompoc, as maximum security prison, where somebody was killed every month when I was there. Murder. Every 30 days somebody was killed.
What city is this?
Lompoc, California here.
Okay.
They got cameras in there, knocked it down to 3 or 4 years. But when I was there, it was bad. So Steve would come in, turn the television camera at 3 o'clock. We had headphones to plug in a little TV room, glassed in. Y'all know I watched Bonanza every day at 3 o'clock. And the guys would just lay the headsets down and go. Like, I wasn't scared of Steve. I just didn't want to kill him. I didn't want trouble with him. So I just put my headset down or watched Bonanza, one or the other. Well, I was down on cell 17, and my friend Phil was 18, and I was a little slow getting my coffee to go down to the end where the hot water heater was, and really 15 or 20 men down there getting it. And my friend Phil's coming down, and he says, and I'm going, he says, you don't want to go down there. I said, what's going on, Phil? He said, you don't want to see. Bullshit, I do want to see. And I go down there, there's nobody there. It's a place bigger than this room. And I look, and I get my hot water and my instant coffee, and I look across, and there's Steve with his shirt off at the rail. And he turns around and comes to me, and it looked like a car spring has been stuck through him all the way through his chest, and it's out his back. And, oh, boy. And he come right up to me, and like a little boy, he says, Can you help me? Can you help me? I said, no, Steve, I don't believe I can help you. And he said, can anybody help me? And he walked back over to the rail, and he leaned over, and the blood started coming out of his mouth, and dropped down by the guard station. And, of course, the guard hit the button, and here all the guards come, 50 of them, and they're going up them stairs, shaking it like boom, 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 boom. And his boss, he painted the house, and his boss was a tubby fellow about 30 years old, and they had an argument the day before, and he almost put Steve in the chokey. And he ran right up to Steve, and he was like me. He didn't see it to start with, and when he saw it, he dropped dead of a heart attack right in front of Steve's feet.
Get out of here.
I'm around the corner trying to having a look and all those people, and then Steve fell down on him. Just the two of them dead right there together. And they locked us up for 2 weeks, and I mean, they treated us bad. They come tore everything out of the cell, guns in my face, like, say something, Reeves, say something.
Who's they? Who is they?
That guard, his name was Clark.
Oh.
But what did Stickum Steve do at that point?
He just fell dead. He just died.
But who did he kill at that point?
He didn't kill anybody. Somebody had come into his cell while he's still laying on the mattress and put that metal through him. It went out into his mattress through him, and it didn't kill him right then. He lived another 5 minutes. So his was the first cell there on that side, and so he just walked out. And
how many different prisons have you been in?
But wait, I want to stay on the story here. So this guy, did you guys finally find out who killed the guy? Or no,
nobody wanted to know who killed him.
How many people were in the prison with you guys at that time?
1,400.
Oh, so you're not going to find that.
And about 200 in my unit, and I was a maximum unit. And there were some bad boys in there.
But
you're saying Steve had it coming.
Absolutely.
13 people. You kidding me? Every time he goes down there. So eventually,
somebody's
going to take this guy out.
But somebody should have
done it a long time ago.
Somebody did it a long time ago. Yeah. The government should have done it. I mean, why are we going to let people like that?
So you believe in death penalty?
100. When I went in, I didn't. But after living with some of those people, that Black Bob cut a man open and ate his heart and put him under my bed in E17 before I got there.
What?
Yeah. So, I mean, you live with those people.
Some guy cut a guy up and ate his heart?
He cut his heart up. He killed him. He cut
what jail did you go to? Like, this is in California.
Long Park Penitentiary. Right there. 1,400 men. 12 dying a year average.
That's why I asked the question about how many different jails you've been to. And what was the worst?
I got it. So you're trying to compare like how bad it is compared to this. Yeah.
Yeah. You've been to Mexican jail. You've been to jail in California. I assume you've been to jail. You've been in jail in Australia.
26 of them.
How many different jails? Yeah. And what's the worst situation to be in?
In Mexico. Okay. By far. There's no doubt about it. This is cleaned up somewhat now than what it was. There's where I was. 11 years. Oh, maybe not. About
you look at it right now. What do you think when you see this picture? Does it do anything to you or not?
I just think, what a terrible situation the United States has. All those men in there. Half of them don't belong there.
Half of them don't? Half of them do?
Don't belong there, yeah.
But so go back to death penalty, and then I want to ask you the question on the half and half. So death penalty, you're fully for it. You went in not being for it. You left saying, no, we need death penalty.
There's some people in there that, like Black Bob. I mean, he just kill you if you fool with him, and you just like, I don't know, he plenty, and he had shot heroin up, and he had plenty of sense. I played chess almost every day, and he'd be nodding off, and I said, "Come on, Bob, move," and he'd move and make me okay and beat me. So he ain't no shortage, but to do something like that, and he's in there for murder.
Did any of that? So did you go in as a simple guy? Did you come out with some bad, ugly? Maybe not habits, but like your view of the world and your intentions changed where you could do more harm than you went in? Or you went in, you came out the same human being?
I think I came out pretty much the same thing, but I got,
you know what I'm asking,
I got tougher as the years went by in there. Yes, you see it. These teeth are not my own. I left them in a man's neck.
What happened there?
He was winning.
Okay, I got you.
He had his hair, and I pulled it over and gave him a good bite, and that was the end of that.
Did you do that right after seeing a Tyson fight, or was that like inspiration came from there?
I should give him some lesson.
Yeah, I should give him. You went after the ear, you went after the head.
Do you think it's there must be some? I know you said I'm a simple man. I'm just here.
Yeah.
There must be deep below, maybe not on the surface, maybe something you don't even like talking about, a deep sense of cunningness, an acute sense of
not at all.
There's got to be something in there. You're hanging out with Pablo Escobar, with Ochoa. You're hanging out with these literal murderers, and yet you're just.
They weren't then. They were just like us sitting here. They absolutely. You can't look at a man tell.
But even in prison, though, Roger.
Well, yeah, some of those people.
That guy, something Bob, you said. What did you call him? Black Bob.
Black Bob.
Black Bob. Do you think he was always evil?
Yes.
Oh, so you think some people are?
Well, no. Listen, no little baby's born evil. So
no, I get that, but do you think like
he's been bad for a long time? I don't know what happened to him to make him that way. But
from you being around them, I'm just curious, psychoanalyzing some of these guys. How much of that is parenting? How much of that is their own DNA?
There's a bunch of their own DNA because it follows. I see it in families. Grandfather, father, son comes right on in there.
Passed down is what you're saying.
Pass it down. Look at animals. You got bulls that hook and gore. You get rid of them, and pretty soon your herd gets a better disposition.
It's crazy to know that the perspective here to believe in death penalty after seeing what many of these guys did. So, and did you ever see? Well, you said no. You didn't see. You said half the people in America shouldn't be in jail. The ones that are in jail shouldn't be in jail. The other half deserve to be in there. How did they end up in there? How broken is the system that we have?
It's horribly broken.
Why and how?
Okay, a lot of the people in prison, not in those prisons, but in the lesser prisons,
Yep.
making up the population in camps and farms and this. A DEA agent would go under the bridge with his mustache and his tattoos all over him, and he'll shoot heroin with these guys, or he'll snort a little bit of whatever, and he'll get one of them to sell 2 or 3 grams of methamphetamine to the other one. Now he's got 2 bust. And he takes them to jail, and boy, now I've got 2, so he does that every month or 2. So whenever it's time for who's going to make sergeant, guess who makes sergeant? The one that's got all these little arrests. Or maybe some of them a little bit bigger, but I'm just making it. So now then he goes to a young prosecutor, and the prosecutor comes and says, "But we're going to give you 10 years if you don't plead guilty, buddy. And you got a public defender. I'm going to make sure you do 10 years. If you'll take 5, you can do it now," the prosecutor says. Okay. And it's full of them. Okay, you're going to have to do 4 on the 5. And so he's had 2 grams of methamphetamine. And I'm waiting on a parole hearing in Oklahoma City, which I never got. And so I meet a fellow from Santa Barbara, and "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to Atlanta. I got caught with 2 grams of methamphetamine, and I'm going to Atlanta for psychiatric evaluation." And then I meet a nice young fellow from Albany, Georgia. "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to Los Angeles. I got caught with 2 grams of methamphetamine. I'm going for psychiatric evaluation." I imagine they cost the government $30,000, $50,000 to take them across the country and leave them a month in Oklahoma City at the big exchange there. 17 planes, I believe, I don't know for sure, which Fed Air, Con Air. Don't ask who owns it. Now, the people of the government and the people of the United States don't want to pay that. It's these people that are lining their own pockets with it and their own retirements. And it's wrong. It's really wrong.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.